Have you ever noticed this? Early in the morning, when your eyes have just opened and everything around you still feels blurry, yet somehow you suddenly sit up as if someone just called your name? And then, almost immediately, comes that unexpected dizziness, that lightheaded unsteadiness. Some of us might simply think, maybe I didn't sleep enough, or maybe it's because I didn't eat much last night. But in reality, there's something we often overlook, that one small action, getting out of bed too quickly, is quietly affecting our health every single day. In our 20s, we could do that all the time without a problem. But after 60, our bodies no longer respond as quickly as they used to. The heart needs time to gradually increase its rhythm, blood needs a few moments to circulate evenly again, and our legs need to prepare before carrying the full weight of our bodies. Standing up too suddenly can cause a quick drop in blood pressure, leading to dizziness, loss of balance, or even a fall. And as we all know, for older adults, even a simple fall can bring along a series of long-lasting consequences. There was once an older woman, Aunt Helen, who shared that every morning she had to jump out of bed right away because she didn't want to be late for her exercise routine. But one morning, just seconds after standing up, she felt dizzy and collapsed, hitting her shoulder against the corner of a table. She had to wear a cast for nearly 2 months. Since then, she realized, sometimes, just a small change can make life much gentler and safer. That's why I'd like to invite you to try a different approach in the morning. When you first wake up, don't rush to sit up. Stay in bed for a few more minutes. Close your eyes again, take a deep breath, then slowly exhale. Do this 3 to 5 times, giving your brain, your heart, and your circulatory system a chance to tune in to the new day. Then, gently turn to one side, preferably your right, use your arm to support yourself, and slowly raise your upper body. Sit on the edge of the bed for 30 seconds to a minute, breathe steadily, relax your shoulders and neck, and move your wrists and ankles a little. Once your mind feels clearer, then you can begin to step down. Those first moments after waking up, which may seem insignificant, are actually crucial to protecting your health, especially your heart and bones. If we allow our bodies a few minutes to warm up, we'll notice the morning starts more gently, without that strange rush, stress, or unexplained fatigue. Another elderly gentleman, Mr. Andrew, now 72 years old, shared that since changing his morning routine, he's experienced far less dizziness upon waking. Before, he often felt off balance and sometimes feared he had a serious illness. But as it turned out, he was just in too much of a hurry. Now, he says, I just stay in bed a little longer and take my time getting up. Even if I move a bit slower, it doesn't matter. What matters is being safe, right? The truth is, at our age, we no longer need to race against time the way we did when we were young. There's no need to rush. Each morning is a gift, a new chance to live more slowly, more mindfully, and to treat ourselves with more kindness. And here's something else interesting that few people know. When we start our day gently, our mood also tends to be more positive. The body and the mind share a magical connection. When the body isn't jolted by a sudden change in position, the mind also feels more at ease and peaceful. And a peaceful mind lays the foundation for a day filled with smiles. I understand, it's not easy to change a habit, especially one we've had for years. But if just a few minutes each morning, a few simple steps, can help us avoid falls, dizzy spells, or unnecessary injuries, then why not give it a try? And I truly believe you'll feel the difference in just a week. No more morning dizziness, no more feeling wobbly when your feet first touch the floor. Instead, you'll feel calm, steady, and confident as you start the day, like a wise elder, no longer rushed or overwhelmed, but still full of vitality and energy. So if tomorrow morning you wake up and suddenly remember this conversation, take those few extra minutes. Breathe deeply, turn slowly, rise gently, and smile at yourself. That alone is already a beautiful way to begin the day. And once your body has been gently awakened, you can move on to your next activities. But right there, in those moments, lies another habit that many of us unknowingly fall into. A habit that may seem harmless, yet quietly affects our mental clarity and overall health. We just talked about how jumping out of bed too quickly can leave the body feeling tired and dizzy. But there's another habit that many of us have in the morning, sometimes immediately after opening our eyes, that seems harmless, yet quietly impacts both our mental and physical health. That habit is spending too much time staring at a screen, whether it's a phone, a TV, or a tablet, right after waking up. Think about it. How many times have you reached for your phone the moment you woke up, to check the news, scroll through social media, or turn on the TV just for some background noise? Maybe you told yourself you'd just scroll for a few minutes, just catch up on the headlines. But that time can easily stretch into 15, 20 minutes, or even an entire hour. And before you know it, half the morning has slipped away while your body is still sluggish in bed, not yet awakened by natural sunlight, your muscles still stiff, and your mind already flooded with chaotic information. For younger people, that's already not ideal. But for those over 60, the impact is even more pronounced. As we age, our brains become more sensitive to negative information. Reading stressful news, seeing violent images, or hearing anxious stories first thing in the morning can increase heart rate, dampen your mood, and weigh down your spirit, often without you even realizing it. Many older adults report feeling tired, irritable, or inexplicably sad, and sometimes that small habit is to blame. What's more, looking at bright screens immediately after waking up interferes with our body's natural biological clock. Our eyes and brain are designed to interact with natural sunlight in the morning to help regulate melatonin, the hormone that helps us sleep well at night and stay alert during the day. But artificial light from phones and TVs disrupts that adjustment. The result? You might feel groggy during the day, have more trouble sleeping at night, and experience an overall disruption in your sleep-wake cycle. And here's something else people rarely notice. When you stay in bed too long watching TV or scrolling your phone without moving, blood circulation to your organs, especially your brain and heart, slows down. That explains why many people feel dizzy or struggle to concentrate after a morning of inactivity. So, if that habit isn't good for us, what should we do instead in the morning? The answer isn't to completely give up phones or TVs. We live in the digital age, and connecting with information, friends, or family through screens is part of life. What matters is timing and moderation. Instead of grabbing your phone while still lying in bed, try spending the first 10 minutes after waking up by walking to the window or taking a light stroll around the house. Breathe deeply. Soak in the morning light. Listen to the birds or any natural sounds around you. These are like mental vitamins that nourish your well-being and start your day right. Once your body is fully awake and your mind is clearer, you can check the news or your phone, but try to set a time limit. For example, set a gentle 15-minute timer to remind yourself when to stop. If you enjoy watching TV in the morning, choose calming and uplifting content, nature programs, soft music, or gentle exercise routines. Don't let negative news or online arguments shape your emotions before your day even begins. Here's something fascinating. Avoiding screens in the morning may also improve memory and focus. A small study by scientists in Japan found that older adults who began their day with light outdoor activity, rather than screen time, showed notable improvements in cognition and memory after a few weeks. It makes perfect sense. When the brain is gently awakened and not overstimulated by complex information, it processes data better and retains it more clearly. You can start with small adjustments, like placing your phone further from your bed, or keeping the TV remote in the living room instead of next to your pillow. This simple change forces you to get out of bed to access those devices, creating a small gap, just enough to take a sip of water, stretch, breathe, or simply look at the morning sky. These tiny pauses can make a surprisingly big difference to your mood and overall health throughout the day. Many people who've changed this one habit say they feel more peaceful, more refreshed, less anxious, and most interestingly, they feel like they have more time in the morning. You might be surprised to realize that time you used to spend scrolling can now go toward making a cup of tea, reading a few pages of a book, or doing some light stretches. instead of getting swept up in an endless stream of news or videos. And don't worry if this has been your routine for years. Change can begin at any moment, at any age. It's never too late. What matters is not that you started earlier than others, but that you started for yourself, for your own health and happiness. And if you're caring for an older loved one, consider building healthy morning routines together. Maybe it's sharing a cup of tea, stepping out onto the balcony together, or simply playing soft music instead of the noisy TV. Just one small change, done consistently each day, can create an unexpected transformation. Early morning is a sacred time. It's like the first light switch that determines the brightness of the whole day. And you have the power to flip that switch gently and warmly, instead of reaching for a cold, glowing screen. So tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, before you reach for your phone or the TV remote, ask yourself, what does my body and mind truly need today? The answer may not be hidden in a news feed, but in the sunlight outside your window, in the song of a nearby bird, or in a moment of quiet meant just for you. When you're ready to embrace these calm and honest moments, mornings will no longer feel like a rushed routine. They'll become a cherished part of your journey to living a healthier and more joyful life, at any age. The third habit that many older adults still practice regularly every morning, thinking it's good for their health, can actually carry hidden risks if done the wrong way. That habit is exercising on an empty stomach before having breakfast. It may sound counterintuitive, right? After all, we've been told for years that daily movement is vital. We're encouraged to get fresh morning air, to walk, to stretch our bodies after a long night's rest. And that advice is completely valid. Physical activity is essential for staying healthy, especially after the age of 60. But the real question is, when should we exercise, and in what condition should our body be? Many older people have the habit of waking up very early, skipping breakfast, drinking just a bit of water, and heading out to the park to walk or exercise. Some even cycle, practice qigong or tai chi, or perform strenuous workouts. There are people who've maintained this habit for decades without issues, but there are also those who, after a while, begin to feel dizzy, lightheaded, short of breath, weak in the legs, or even collapse mid-workout. The reason lies in how our bodies function. After a long night of sleep, about 7 to 8 hours, our body has already used up most of the energy reserves from the previous evening's meal. Blood sugar levels are low. The liver and muscles are short on glycogen, which is needed to fuel immediate energy. When we begin to exercise, even something as simple as brisk walking, the body urgently needs energy to support the muscles, the brain, and the heart. But when we're on an empty stomach and blood sugar is already low, the heart has to work harder, the brain can be starved of oxygen, and we're more likely to feel faint, exhausted, or lose balance. This becomes even more critical for older adults. As we age, our cardiovascular system loses flexibility, and our ability to self-regulate blood pressure and blood sugar drops significantly. Many seniors unknowingly live with prediabetes or metabolic disorders, making them even more vulnerable to sudden blood sugar drops during exercise on an empty stomach. Some may think, I've been exercising regularly, so I must be strong, not realizing their body has quietly grown weaker, deprived of nutrients, slowly slipping toward fatigue and frailty. Another common misconception: people believe that exercising on an empty stomach helps burn fat faster. While this might hold true for younger individuals, for those over 60, trying to lose weight through fasting and intense workouts does more harm than good. Without enough fuel from food, the body doesn't just burn fat. It begins to break down muscle tissue. That means losing precious muscle mass, which already declines with age. This weakens the legs, makes walking harder, and increases the risk of falling due to poor balance. Furthermore, if you take medications in the morning, like those for lowering blood pressure, managing diabetes, or supporting heart function, without eating beforehand, those medicines may act more strongly than expected. This could lead to a sudden drop in blood pressure or dangerously low blood sugar levels. These situations are not rare, and just one such incident can have lasting consequences. So the real question is, what's the best time for older adults to exercise? And what should they eat beforehand? The answer is, make sure your body is fully awake before you begin any workout, and have a small, easy-to-digest snack first. You don't need a full breakfast, just a little something light, such as a ripe banana or half a slice of whole grain bread, a warm glass of low-sugar milk or nut milk, a few slices of boiled sweet potato or half a bowl of thin porridge, a small handful of unsalted roasted peanuts or cashews. Just 15 to 30 minutes after eating, you can go outside for fresh air, walk, stretch, or do gentle exercise routines. At that point, your body will respond better, it will feel more alert, your muscles will be fueled with real energy, not from breaking down muscle mass. Your heart will stay steady, your mind clearer, and most importantly, your spirit will feel calmer and more refreshed. If you have digestive issues and truly can't eat before exercising, then choose lighter forms of movement in the early morning. Slow walking, light stretching, deep breathing, gentle qigong, and avoid intense or long-duration workouts. Be sure to eat right after you finish, and don't leave your stomach empty all the way until lunchtime. Here's another encouraging thought. You don't have to exercise early in the morning to benefit. In fact, the ideal times for older adults to exercise are mid-morning, after 8 a.m., or late afternoon, from 4 to 6 p.m., when the sunlight is gentler, your body has been nourished with meals, and your mood is more balanced. What matters most is consistency, moving your body every day, not the exact hour you do it. Exercising isn't about pushing yourself to the limit. It's about tuning into your body and nurturing it patiently. Don't rush into workouts thinking it will make you stronger, especially in later years. Instead, choose gentle movements that you enjoy, that feel right for your body, like walking with friends, joining a park group for stretching or Tai Chi, or simply raising your arms and stretching for 10 minutes each morning. After age 60, the body is like a garden that's seen many seasons of sunshine and rain. It needs to be tended with care, patience, and sensitivity. Don't let a seemingly harmless habit, like working out on an empty stomach, become the silent reason your garden begins to wither. A small change in how you begin your mornings, like eating a little before exercising or adjusting your workout time, can lead to a big difference. Your body will respond with ease, strength, and joy. And that's the true meaning of living healthily, not pushing through hardship, but living in harmony with yourself. We've just walked together through a few morning habits that may seem harmless, yet can significantly affect your health after the age of 60, from getting out of bed too quickly, spending too much time on your phone, or watching TV right after waking up, to exercising on an empty stomach. These habits may not show immediate effects, but over time, they quietly wear down the body, making us more fatigued and vulnerable. The truth is, after 60, our bodies are no longer what they used to be. They require more care, gentleness, and an understanding of the changes that come with age. That's why it's so important to start each day with small but loving adjustments for yourself. You might begin your morning a little more slowly, giving your body time to fully wake up before you get out of bed. Try shifting your habits away from immediately reaching for your phone or turning on the television. Instead, allow yourself a few minutes of quiet, some deep breathing, or a peaceful moment with a warm cup of tea. And remember, gentle exercise and a nourishing light breakfast before activity can do wonders to keep your energy levels stable and your body refreshed. These small changes can lead to meaningful improvements. Sometimes, it only takes a small shift in habit to feel your body responding, recovering faster, feeling stronger, and carrying you through the day with greater ease. You'll come to see that one of the most powerful things you can do is simply pay attention to yourself and respond with kindness and care. Never underestimate the power of small changes. They can bring great results for your health and happiness. And if you have personal experiences or thoughts to share, please leave a comment below. Your story may be exactly what someone else needs to hear as they begin their own journey to better health. Together, by sharing and learning from one another, we grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient in taking care of ourselves. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to click like and subscribe so you won't miss out on future content. We are here with you every step of the way on the path to living a healthy and joyful life. Wishing you a bright, energized day, and may you enjoy vibrant health and happiness at every age.